So I wanted to do another build in Need for Speed 2015 today, featuring this guy. You guys seem to be loving these builds of me just going in, take a car, build it up, have some fun with it and things like that. So I thought I would build this guy, the Mercedes AMG GT. So, first thing about this car is, something you may have already noticed, it has like no body mods on it. There is basically just a front bumper, front splitter, I believe there's side skirts and a rear wing. Everything else is basically locked, I believe. So yeah, that's really it. That's the only thing that really disappointed me about this car. It is, however, a very, very good car. I will show you that in a little bit when we go and do some drifting and some grip racing. So the goal with this car was to sort of have it as a middle ground. Like I said, when I was over at the EA offices, what I decided to do for the majority of my cars was sort of go for middle ground cars. Therefore, I could save time when plowing through as many missions as possible, so I didn't have to waste money and time going back to the garage, building new cars, and switching out cars constantly between drift and grip missions. So that's why I decided to build cars like this for the most part, that are sort of like middle ground cars. So something like this, you're going to see it do some drifting and some grip racing. I will talk about the grip and the stuff tuning in a little bit, but we're just wrapping up the rims and the tires here. Running the Falcon tires. I freaking love those things. They look so good. They look so good. I don't know what I was doing here, but just sitting there, probably like going like, something. Anyways, done the visual customization. It looks pretty good. I realized that okay, so I said like I wanted to make this sort of like a both middle ground drift and grip car. So I put it a little bit towards drift. A little bit towards drift is usually the safest bet for what you want to do in terms of a middle ground. If you go anywhere too far on the grip side, your car just understeers and you have a bad time, basically. So anyways, that was that, and I decided to go for some performance tuning. I really didn't do very much other than toss, I believe, on grip tires is what I tossed onto this guy. And horsepower, I really didn't change very much. Well, let's see, what tires did I toss on? I can't actually remember. Was it drift? Oh, it was drift tires. Oh, fancy me. Went with some time nitrous or some action nitrous. I went with time nitrous, so yeah. Like I said, a really middle ground car. This is probably not something you want to do on the majority of your cars, is just mix and match those types of things. Like, I didn't even toss a turbo on there. Anyways, I'm going through, I'm like, is there anything else I can do? I think I brought someone over and was like, hey, look at this car. There's not really anything to do. And I sort of warned everyone, yeah, you probably want to stay away from this car. The way I choose my cars in this game is basically how many body mods, how many modifications you can sort of do to it. Also, I realized I wanted to make it bright purple for whatever reason, which is interesting. Anyways, that's the build done. Decide to go hit the road, do some missions, and see what this thing can do. So we're gonna start off with, I believe this is an Amy mission. I take that back. That is a Spike mission, and we're doing some grip racing. This is where this car shines. It is such a good grip car, I do not even understand. You'll see what I mean here. It just, I don't know what it does. I'm not a good driver by any means, but it just destroyed the times. You know how you sort of get this goal, like the goal for this one is 3 minutes 50? It just destroys times. I don't know what it is. It's a tough bet for perfect grip car between this guy, the Aventador, I just drove under a dude, the NSX, and the Ferrari 458. Those four cars, including this guy, they're just all really good. Toss in the Porsche 911 GT3 as well. That thing was good as well. I did that in my Let's Play series. I wasn't a big fan of it because, again, you couldn't really toss on many body mods. I found that a lot of the newer cars, like this guy, AMG GT, is brand new. There's really no parts out available for it, so the only real body mod you have for it is that front bumper, and it's made by Need for Speed. So yeah, there's no real body mods for this car available out there yet. Same thing goes for those Porsches, and the Aventador has a few. It's a little bit older. They have the Liberty Walk stuff. But for the majority of the time, a lot of the newer cars don't have crazy body mods. So that's something to keep in mind. That's why I prefer things like the Aventador, although it's fairly new, still has that Liberty Walk kit, probably the best car in the game. The 458, I'm still on the fence about it, because although there is the GT3 kit you can toss on it, and it looks freaking cool, you can't change the rims, which is something that has annoyed me with Ferrari since forever. Ferrari is just being weird in terms of what you can do to your cars in video games, and it's very, very annoying. Anyways, so let's continue talking about this car. This car, as you can already tell, I'm not a very good driver. and it's just ripping it up. It's a quick car. It doesn't even look very fast, but I can promise you, the way this thing takes corners is just unreal. I would guarantee, with an even better driver than me, this thing would just be ridiculous. It would just be unfair. Anyway, so I'm coming up to the end of this race, end of this grip race, and I believe I beat the time by something like 20 seconds or so. And you saw, this was far from a perfect race. I crashed into a guy, I crashed into the Hot Wheels guy, I drove under a car. By far from a perfect race, but it's still incredibly fast. So yeah, I beat the time by 23 seconds-ish. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. So grip car, this thing can do no problem. Okay. What about drifting? Robin hit me up and said, hey, come drift with the drift train and stuff like that. So I decided to go and do that. So it's a drift train, so you can't actually leave the guys. This car is really fast, so it wants to leave the whole time. Anyways, I had some issues with it. Also, that's still annoying when you lose your points like that. I'll talk about that in a little bit. But anyways, like I said, had some issues with it. When I decided to tune it, I went only a little bit towards drift. Apparently, that wasn't really enough. Like, you can see my score is 19,000. Not brilliant at all. I decided to turn in here, bites inside. I was like, nope. Finished off with half the score required. I wasn't happy with that at all. So I went back to the garage, fixed the car up a little bit, and then headed back out for the Robin mission and did a one more time. So I believe I don't even cut in this clip at all, really, but I probably did. Anyways, the purple AMG GT, this thing is an incredible grip car. Like I said, it's a tough bet between those four guys. A car looks like a little bit faster now, but I can promise you this thing is very, very drifty now. So one thing that I did want to talk about before was like the whole drifting mechanics. I'm not sure what is coming in terms of updates for this game and when updates are coming and things like that. But one thing that still bothers me, at least with the drifting, if you've been keeping up with the Let's Play series, which by the way, you most definitely should. There's some very cool stuff coming. I have a really cool build coming out either today or tomorrow. Very cool stuff happening. I'm doing a lot of builds in that series, by the way. So if you are a fan of builds, go check out some of the videos. You will see me building some really cool cars. I built an RX-7, an MX-5, the GT3 RS, or the GT3, excuse me. I have an NSX one coming up soon. I built Unicorn. A bunch of really cool stuff is in that Let's Play series, so check that out if you're interested. Anyways, so one thing that still bothers me about the drifting in this game is when you're drifting and you go for a little wall tap. It's usually something small, like that was a crash. I should have lost my points for that. That was a solid crash, and for whatever reason, I kept my points on it. It's very weird how this game distinguishes crashes and wall taps, if that's even a thing in this game, because sometimes it'll just crash and I won't lose my points. Like, that was a wall scrape. Yeah, you can count that as a crash, I guess. Should you lose your points? Maybe. But there are just some times when you go, you swing the rear out wide, and you scrape the wall a little bit, and then all your points are just gone. Like I said, if you watch the Let's Play series, I believe in yesterday's part 15, you guys can see just that happen a lot. I did a lot of drifting in that video, and I did a bunch of wall taps as well, and I just kept losing my points. I don't know what it was. It was really weird. So hopefully at some point in the future we can sort of see an update for that. I'm not really sure. Like I said, I don't know what's coming in terms of updates and things like that. But when we were at the EA offices, that was something we said that needs to be worked on, is the drift taps and crashing and how they're distinguished. So keeping fingers crossed that at some point in the future we can see something done with the way crashing is distinguished and what happens with your drift points. So we'll see what happens with that. Anyways, I destroyed the drift score, 71 grand. Just found that this was a much better tune. Went back out grip racing with it, did a couple extra races, and this thing was still monstering the times. Beat that race by 20 seconds, and it just flew. Anyways, guys, check out the AMG GT for an awesome grip car. Try it out for yourself. See what you guys find. Anyways, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, subscribe down below for more videos like this in your subscription box. Don't forget to leave some comments down below of cars you want to see me build in the future. Anyways, guys, thank you again for watching, and I will see you in the next one.
This is dumb.
Well, I swallowed like half of the tube of lipstick, but yeah.